Ayo, y'all remember this game? Quick story time. So about 4 years ago, when I was turning 16 that year, I think, I roleplayed as one of my characters doing a gameplay on the first demo that released out to the public. During that same year, a second demo was released, which continuously bulked up with more characters and narrative being made behind the scenes. However, that all got a massive shit taken on it 4 years later, when one of the main devs brought back an old main dev who was exposed for being a pedophile during that same time, I think 2 years down the line when the game was still being developed. Yeah, which in turn costed almost 5 years of talented people's time and effort put into animation and artwork getting crammed down the drain, all thanks to that. But there has been a 99.6% completion demo that got released for people to play once all the information that got leaked out of everything that happened, and with that, almost all the jump scares and gameplay footage that was completed with it. So, y'all already read the title. This is Rate That Jumpscare!
I'm trying to hit this. I guess I could take one too. I don't think I could take much more. It ain't right if I fake what's true.
Basic gist of this: throughout all 42 characters listed in this build's roster, we'll be charting a 1 through 10 rating system on which jump scare peaks its best on creativity and animation. And special guest and co-host with me today is my good pal and brother, Bernie the Cat. Original model. Stupendous. Enough being said, let's hop to it.
This is perfect.
Here we are in the future and it's bright. I can't believe.
All right, just gonna do a little audio test. 1 2 1 2 check. 1 2 check with my Simply Pop pineapple mango. Not sponsored, by the way. Since this is a rating video, I might as well do a quick. I can't get this open. 1 sec. Might as well do a little sidetracked rating first, not with jump scares, but with a drink, with a bev. So let's get a little loud. Let's get a little crisp pop from the cork. My little soda pop. Oh, y'all hear that? Y'all hear that sizzle? That fizzle? Hold up. Ah, that's nice. All right. Pineapple mango. Let's have a little taste. It's not bad. It is a little flat because this is a prebiotic soda, but surprisingly not bad. That's a solid 6. Y'all should definitely try this. Or hey, they got multiple flavors. Like I said, not sponsored. Pretty good. Oh, god damn it. It fell into my bed sheets. All right. Well, that just deducted down to 3 points. 3 points. 3 points deduction on the spillage. All right. Alrighty. So this is the jump scare compilation, or dump scare. Video credit to Ray Gaming X for providing almost all the jump scares on here from the 2025 full release. So what we'll be doing is we'll be rating each jump scare from 1 to 10 based on what both me and Bernie here, what we think is the best on creativity and animation. Which one peaks to the highest, to the tippy top of the mountain. So first up is Dejin. God damn! Already off to a strong start. Well, we ain't here for audio. We ain't here for voice lines. That is a solid 9. That is a solid 9 out of 10.
I have to say 8 or 9 out of 10 also. There's definitely a great deal of strength, to say the least, if that makes sense in it. I mean, he burst through the floor. Completely tore out all of the tilings. All of that is just completely shattered to rubble. I do love where you can see like the flying debris from the ground, the tentacles, and all of the rubble. What kind of gives it one single point deduction is for how long the duration is. Don't get me wrong, everything on here is amazing. It is an awesome jump scare with a lot of detail and a lot going, but it deducts it down to a 9 instead of a 10 solely because it feels too much like a cutscene rather than a jump scare. A jump scare should be quick, but it shouldn't drag. It drags a little bit. It drags a little bit too far from it being a cutscene rather than a jump scare. But overall, it is still a 9 out of 10. Very, very well done. So yeah, this was the mammoth that we got jump scared by. Alrighty, next up is Oobleck, which is this guy down here. Holy! This is already way too early. But that, this needs a replay. Hold up.
This is the second jump scare in, and already I'm giving it a 10 out of freaking 10. That's a 10. That is a 10 from me.
I'm gonna have to second that. Honestly, the animation, the detail on this is like, damn.
Yeah, no, just the blue flames, the man's coming in, just completely burping one in our face, and then just lighting us ablaze. Yeah, no, already. This already seems unfair. Letting the best one go first, and pretty much, I think, almost us having a winner already. But there could be more 10s. There could be other 10s out there that we could have going up against each other neck to neck. But already a strong starting 10 for this amazing blue boy right here. All of this was just super quick, super straight to it. Just had a set ablaze, bursting us into flames. Amazing 10. Next up is Tornado. You can very faintly see him with the blue pupils.
Quite familiar. I feel like I've seen those blue pupils before.
Well, you have. You technically have, because they're right here.
Monsters live under the bed.
It's a solid 7. It's a solid 7. I don't know why The Office goes less bluish. The Office goes a bit less blue when his jump scare happens. And this isn't to say that that's what deducts points. This is mostly off of his animation alone. It's very neat, I'll admit. He does some bites at our face and at our jugular, but it's still a solid 7. Not the greatest, but it's pretty good. It's pretty aight.
Yeah, not to compare official jump scares, but really reminded me of Monty, both green and chompy.
The main difference between Monty's jump scare and this is that Monty only had 1 light on him. Meanwhile, this dude has about 8. This dude has about 8 lights on him in the blender session that they made in Mon. This was made with about 8 different lights, whereas with Security Breach and Steel Wool, they like to only keep it at 1 light. 1 white light, and that's it. But again, though, this is still a solid 7 out of 10, not too shabby.
I'm gonna have to say 7 or 6 out of 10 at the very least.
First ad, everybody. First ad of the day. Next up on the list is Cortez. Let's see what he's got. He'll get us any second, y'all. Okay, it bumps it up to a 7.5. I do like that you get to see his face plates pop up. A lot more shaky than Tornado's. I do kind of wish that there was 2 different jump scares coded in. That's very extra, but depending on which side he came from, because originally in the game, he could either appear from the left or the right side of the monitor, and you would have to flash your light on him. And depending on which side he appeared at, his jump scare would start either here or here. It is a step up from Tornado, since you do get to see his faceplates pop up. You see his faceplates pop open, and you see his endo very faintly.
Also, you see his glasses, which do stay in place conveniently, which I think is a good detail.
You know what? Now thinking about it just on a model perspective, I wish that his glasses were part of the upper faceplates. So once those pop open, his glasses split apart and you can see him very faintly here. But again, that doesn't take away from the jump scare animation. It's still a solid 7.5 out of 10. So you're also giving that 7.5 as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm kind of biased. I kind of do like the fun times especially, and this fellow's no different.
Next up is going to be Brady Ymir. First character on the top left. Vent crawler himself, so let's see what he's working with. Ooh, okay. Let's take it back for a sec. So we're definitely seeing some gravature, and he slashes in our face. That is definitely an 8 or a 7.8. A 7.8 to an 8 out of 10. Very nice on the action that's being shown here. Very solid. Very solid 7.8 to an 8 out of 10.
Honestly, the fact that he really quite literally goes for you with a grab at the end, goes for the jugular. I feel that really does add to the terrificness.
I mean, where he's aiming doesn't look like it's at the jugular. He's holding us by the jugular, but he slashes us by our cheekbone. You can see by the direction. But Death Horse Memeverse. Wonder where Origins is, Derpy. Where's Origins? Because you announced that there was going to be 15 episodes now instead of 6. So where's Origins at?
You can't rush I.
Well, this man clearly banging on, head butting against this glass clearly wants to rush it. This man is literally me, trying to break into Derpy's house, trying to gain access to Memeverse Origins Episode 1. All right.
No survivors!
You got 2 survivors in here, actually. So we do get some head spinach. We do get some head rotation. Yeah, no, I think this is a solid 8 out of 10. Another 8. He's got like a very praying mantis-esque jaw twitch that you could see there.
Honestly, the whole rotation and whatnot, not trying to make this about Monty again, but kind of reminds me of him in Security Breach, similar to how gators do wrestle their prey.
Well, instead of just having his head rotate us, he basically rotates the camera and ourselves in the game. When he's shattered, he basically death rolls us like how an actual gator does, which may sound cool on paper, but comes out looking extremely goofy in the game result. But here, it's a lot better on that idea because you just see his head rotate in our face. So next up is Ender, Tree Root, Groot himself. Okay. I can see where they were going with this. It's very shaky, and the lighting makes him look extremely dark. If they didn't crank up the motion blur all the way up as well, we could appreciate a bit more attention to detail, especially at the end here where he's got like an inner face, he's got like an inner mouth, and you can see like the jagged teeth and smile that curves up. I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. The motion blur deducts it by a little bit, but it's still pretty okay.
Same for me, to be honest. It is quick, which is how most jump scares are, and I'm not saying that's bad, Ed, but you know, it does definitely go pretty fast, and there is a lot to miss there in those few seconds of animation that just pass you by quick as you get jump scared.
You can't really appreciate much of it either until the jump scare framing like freezes, waiting for the game over screen to load up. That's when you can like definitely see the teeth and the eyes in the middle. You can't really see all that much of it until it's like loading up in the game over screen. But yeah, once again, solid 6 out of 10 from us both. Next up is, I don't even know who this is. Let's see. I don't even know who's up next. What is it, Half Skull? I don't even know who's up next. If there's a jump scare, pop up now so we can know. Oh, it is. Okay, it is Half Skull. Okay. All right. Well, this wasn't much of a jump scare, but I can appreciate the added animation compared to the earlier demo where it just had one single frame. It had one single frame of Half Skull, and he looked way different compared to he does now. He's right in this version, he's a green cat with neon glasses, where in comparison in the older builds, he was a lava magma half human. He was basically a floating half torso with a head and had a lot of magma, a lot of hot lava, lava, chicken. I guess here it counts as a jump scare, even though it's just a error screen. But just off of the animation and for the color grading that they're using here, it's a solid 7 out of 10. It's pretty okay.
Same for me. I mean, I might go as far as 8 because I'm very appreciative of this. I mean, Green Boy representation, but the way his plugs just automatically take over the screen and just jam right in, that definitely is good animation right there. Like, hats off to the one who animated it. Quality for them.
His tendrils are also plugs. They're also plugs that you can see the cords on here. They're actually cords, and you can see the metal plugins that you put into like a wall socket. Put your fork in the wall socket, Volta. Put the fork in the wall socket. So next up is Luna, French boy, Lunatic Hugo. Okay, we got a bit to work with. We got the face plates opening up. It's a solid 7.6 out of 10. It's a bit better than Cortez's, not just off of the design of the character alone, but also with more screen time with the face plates, and that he has like an ending bit where he munches at our face. He goes for our face and our nose, so it's definitely a tiny bit better than Cortez's.
Without a doubt there. Wonderful fun time character Jumpscare. Honestly, really does.
You love your jump. You're just gonna concur with me whenever it's a fun time as character, aren't you? You're not even gonna have your own bias. It's just, no, it's a fun time. Immediate agree with you. 7.6 or higher. Let's check up on who's next. Night Marina, Xbox Gamer K. Let's see your second act. She freaking leapfrogs, hops onto ya. I do like how when she's coming in from this door, it's a bit dark to see. I'll scale it up a little bit. I don't think it's like that if she catches you here at this window, but I love how she freaking twin blade stabs you in your shoulders. Her eyes switch from red to green, green to red, and then she chomps at your face. In all honesty, is a solid 8.6, 8.7 out of 10. This was a really good one.
Definitely. I mean, definitely points for brutality, which this jump scare undeniably has, and I gotta respect that. I mean, she's really animalistic in a way.
Very, very well-deserving kudos as well to the animator who did this one. Very, very well-deserving 8.6 to 8.7 out of 10. Next up is Pangletang. Oh, already. Hold up. Wait 1 second. Pangletang, Clockman himself. That one kinda sucked. It's a 5.5. It's not terrible, but it doesn't really do that much. He just kind of shakes you around. He bobbleheads you around for a bit and kind of just takes a few bites out of you, but there isn't really much going for him. Because unlike in the original demo, him and Brady had the same head shape. I wish they kind of did something a bit more unique here with Pangletang. Because with this build, they had Brady like claw at her face, whereas here he's just kind of like a horse saddling us.
For me, I'm gonna have to go with 4. Yeah, there really isn't much to say with this. Like, nothing really worth mentioning or saying is an important detail.
You're more than open to be as critical as you want, Bernie. We're here to give our most honest ratings based on what we think kind of is applicable to being tip of the iceberg peak. It's not past a 6. It's above average. It's mid. Oh, so slightly above mid to where I'm being this generous and giving it a 5.5. Next up, Pixel Puppet Mechanic. Coming in with the Kirby music. Okay, this is a weird one. She's kind of going for the same thing as Death Horse, but it isn't as effective. With Death Horse's, it's iconic because his head like rotates around, but here her body is just doing the rotating, and I feel like it doesn't do it as effectively. And she's not like grabbing at us. She's just showing, oh, hey, look at me. I can turn my head 180 degrees. Look at me. It's so scary. Look at my body. It's turning around. But no, I'ma give it lower than Pangletang. I'm giving it a 5. It kind of is a downgrade from Death Horses. What the idea that they were going with here, I feel like it's a bit of a downgrade.
For me, 3.5, I'm afraid.
This one just kind of makes it look a bit silly. A bit silly. Shadows in the Shadows. Love his model. I love how they didn't do just animatronic-esque characters. They had like 2D drawing to 3D model-esque characters plugged into this. Love the characters. But anywho, we're here for the jump scares, not character design. That one kind of sucked too. Hold up. Yeah, actually, I'd give it a 5.8. I do like he grabs at your body. He like stabs into you a bit with, which by the way, is he holding a rose? Oh, wait, no, that's part of his forearm. Never mind. I thought he was like holding a rose. He's like, here, my love, a rose for you for this magnificent death that I'm giving to you. But it is a bit better because he actually is doing stuff to you. Like he's actually like grabbing into you. He's like clawing into you a bit. Definitely a lot better than Pixels.
For me, I'm just gonna have to say 5.5. It's not good, but it's not bad.
This is off tangent. but I do love how his hair looks like hair. It doesn't look modeled like Gregory's, like how they over at Steel will do it. He's actually got like opacity. He's got like the frills you can see on the edges and the tips, but that doesn't bump it up by any means necessary. This is just by its jump scare. So yeah, very simple, clean 5.8. All right, next up on our jump scare is Spider, and it's 3 children just webbing our face up, stitching our mouth and nose shut so we can't breathe anymore. Okay, I like how his legs are stabbing into us rapidly. He's spamming into us, into our chests and our pecs. It's a nice 6.9 out of 10.
Yeah, though honestly, I hate to be critical, but I'm gonna have to go with 4 to 5 out of 10. I mean,
really?
Sure. Well, in all honesty, the unique mechanic that his children will slowly cover you and cause you to suffocate. But I mean, it's good, well animated, but there could be more, of course.
I feel like what especially does it for me is just the legs. The legs definitely save it, and if it wasn't as shaky, again, they were just, a lot of these jump scares are just very motion blur heavy. If you have these turned off, you can definitely appreciate more of the animation attention. No, overall, it's still like a solid, safe 7 out of 10 for me.
Dick's Epic 4th of July.
Lovely. Third ad. There's gonna be probably 10 more of those. All right, we got Sunny D. Okay, we got faceplates opening up. It's a solid, I'd say it's another, actually, you know what? 7.2. I do like how her faceplates is just her upper faceplates. Wish we could have had like a light sparking up in there to see a bit more of the endo, but overall it's still a solid 7.2.
Same here, but I'm gonna have to go 6 or 7 out of 10. I mean, there's definitely a good detail there. It's one of the nicer jump scares in this game.
Who we got next is Valentina, the one from the dock. That's a 3. Hold up. Okay, 3.5. She just kind of screams in her face. She's not like using her claws because she's a cat. She's a cat. She'd be like clawing at your face. She should be gashing at you, biting at you. Yeah, horse straddling around, but it's like still a very, very bad downgrade from like the previous one from Pangletang. Yeah, it's a 3.5.
I'm gonna have to go with you there. Nothing against Valentina, but definitely a lack of what makes a jump scare good here.
She's not doing anything. She's just like screaming in your face, and she's not really like performing anything. Yeah, it's a 3.5 from us both. All right, let's use up Pac-Man, Zap Lord. Okay, hold up. What I'd say gives this a bump up is the jump scare noise. You hear at the end the ghosts being eaten sound effect. You hear that at the end. I do like how he leaps out from the monitor. He literally comes out from the game and kills you. Turn blue, he eats his power pellet and he chomps you. The pack is back, baby.
I can definitely appreciate the attention to detail here. The way he comes out of the screen and just rushes to you, like pretty much the very definition of what symbolizes Pac-Man as a whole.
Before I give my rating, what would have give this a higher score, a higher rating, is if there was a game over screen on the monitor or something, or like a transition to show that Pac-Man / Zap Lord was coming out to eat us. In like the first demo, there was a game over screen, but for some reason there isn't any on here. 7.8 out of 10. It would have been an 8 if there was a smoother transition out from the monitor to here, but again, 7.8s from us both. Honorary mention as well, best icon. Best mugshot in this entire roster, best mugshot because of the ghosts, the glitchy ghosts, and having this like graded like rim lighting here with the ghost. Delicious. It is so good. I do wish the character had, because this belongs to somebody. This character belongs to somebody. So I kind of wish they added their own spin to their Pac-Man character, but it literally is just Pac-Man, 3D Pac-Man. Next up is a character that I've never even seen before from Animator's Hell. I think this is a new addition to this specific build, a Ticket. You can see him there with his analog horror face. So let's see what... Oh, it's like a phantom jump scare. So it's not even a death It's not even, okay. We're not gonna count this as like a jump scare you would die and get a game over screen, but for it being a hallucination, 4.5. He kind of just like leaps at you. He leaps himself towards you. Not jumps, but like he leans in towards you and he does like just the fade at the end. It's still a solid 4.5 for rating it as like a hallucination jump scare that you get from like UCN, from like the Phantoms or whatever. 4.5. It's all right.
Also, I love the flashes to other characters and the sound it makes. It's kind of similar to the girl's slender jump scare.
So yeah, 4.5 from the both of us. Next up, excuse me. Oh, this is counting as a double. We also get one from Trox. All right. Badass voice, by the way. This isn't to be biased on the jump scare rating. Love the design, first and foremost. Second, I'ma give it a 7.6. I like how he chomps at your face at the end. He kind of like leaps. He does like a little mini leap. Actually, no, not a mini leap. He just like zooms towards you. It's a solid 7.6.
Same for me. He's definitely animalistic, and that's something I can respect. Plus, I like the way the ears flop around. That's an interesting but funny detail that I quite enjoy.
Yeah, no, you gotta have that. If you have a character that has long ears, long bunny ears, you gotta animate that. You can't leave that unposed. I had to learn that from like my very first like SFM render. You never leave stuff unposed or unanimated. You always gotta add that. You always gotta add some kind of animation to it and make sure it fits. Love the render, by the way. Look how happy he is. Look, he looks like a nice guy. He wouldn't chomp at her face and just eat her jaw. He wouldn't eat her bottom jaw. Surely not. No way. Next up is Comet.
Now, what to do with the body?
Burn it. All right, I like how he flips up his shades. He's like, hey, I got glowing eyes. I got white glowing eyes. You seeing them? He comes on in, he waves at us, flips up the shades. 7.2 out of 10. Anything that's a 7 is good. Anything above a 7 is solid.
I'm gonna have to stick to 7. I mean, the speed feels like it makes it hard to appreciate the jump scare when you're just playing it. I mean, unless you slow it down and try to play it back. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with 7 for the detail, his classic glasses flip up, and the glowing eyes.
So he's also got a second jump scare when he's evil. It's evil, Comet. He's got a secondary jump scare where he turns into his evil counterpart. Initially, it was like a nightmare-esque design where it was like FNAF 4, very nightmare-esque, but they didn't fully play it. Yo, Ray Gaming, you forgot to fully add the entire clip here. Rating it from what we have here, because this isn't the full jump scare, so I imagine he possibly does some like epic leap or something. He does some like very cool transition in, but this is just like him like shaking us around and grabbing us. This very animalistic version of Comet, I'ma give it a 6.5. Bit of a downgrade, not so much going on here. He's a bit far away from us too, I guess, to show like his brooding size, but nevertheless, it's still a 6.5.
Honestly, for me, I'm gonna have to say either a 4 or a 5. But I mean, the tongue is really what supports it, makes it good. But other than that, I can't really give it anything higher than a 4 or a 5.
Next up, coming up is Ewok. This is an interesting one. She resides in the boiler room, and she like progressively gets to us. Fourth ad of the day. Fourth ad of the goddamn day. Ooh, okay. All right. This isn't much of a jump scare, but more so like a death screen. We get the mask like thrown at us, or like it gets shoved onto us, and it like crushes our face. So yeah, no, freaking squashes our face, our skull like a pumpkin. Because if I'm rating it like a jump scare, I'm rating it like a 2 out of 10. But rating it for its sound design and what they're going for here, I would give it a solid 6.2. Just off of the sound design. This is the best I can really do for it. Just off of the mask death thing and the sound design that they're going for it, I'd give it a 6.2.
Same for me, but I'm gonna have to keep it at a 5 because once again, not good, not bad, since it's not really a jump scare, but a simple 5 for me.
So who we got next is Frisk. This dude, another vent dweller. Not too much going for it. If he showed like visible biting on us, it would be higher, but it's like a 5.5. It's a smidge above mid. He does have a solid transition coming in from like the side of the vent that he comes in from. It's nothing short of a 5.5 solely because he's just like leaping on you and he's shaking you. A lot of them are just shaking us around, to be fair.
Honestly, just a 5. I mean, once again, it's not good or it's not bad.
So next up is Fruki, which by the way, oh shit. By the way, honorable mention, this dude had such a massive redesign, and for the better too, because in like the second demo, he had like a very like, apparently the old design that was used for Fruki was, he was fat. It was a fat bear. There wasn't really much going for the design too, because it was just like, it was very like showbiz-esque with the mask. And apparently the direction that they wanted to go with Fruki for Demo 2, that original design, was solely because of I think either from the character owner or from one random team member who had a fat fetish and said, hey, yeah, let's make him fat. But you can see from this mugshot, he's got like button eyes and he's got like his own hat, very Hex-like.
Once again, the speed is kind of an issue, because unless you slow it down or try to play it back, then you can't really see or appreciate it other than at the end. I get jump scares have to be quick, but not that quick.
Yeah, no, I do like, though, that you can very, like, faintly see him, like, punching us. He, like, punches us with with his stubby, like, paw, his stubby plush hand, which is very cute detail. Like, you still can see it very faintly when you play it back, very so slightly. But yeah, with all this in mind, it's a solid 6. It's a solid 6 solely because of that punch. The punch is what saved it. The punch is what bumps it up to a 6 past 5. Still very cute just based off of that detail alone. So again, a very solid 6 out of 10.
Same for me.
Yeah, look at that. It's very cute, isn't it? All right, I can't even tell on the timeline who's up next, so we'll just have to wait and see. Drago. This dude's interesting. The model this dude had like massive wings, and apparently he crawls in the vents. He's a vent dweller. So what was the point of giving him wings if he never uses them in this game? And I even said this in a random call I was in with another game development team. If they added like outside levels, the flying animations this dude would have been awesome, especially the wings he had too would have been sick, man. Is this even a jump scare? No, it's not. It's just off of the flames. Okay, no, it's not even a jump scare here. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. Not all of the characters had jump scares added to them, neither by the development nor just them being coded with any. So he just like, he sets the cameras ablaze. He has no jump scare, so I'd say it's a fire out of 10. Not a jump scare, not a number out of 10, a fire out of 10.
So overall, we're gonna rate this fella fire. That's all. Yeah,
fire out of 10. Drago out of 10. See who's up? Oh, it's the mimic. Look at that. It's the mimic. He turned himself into Endy. He turned himself into Mango. No, that's literally the mimic. Looking at that, just like looking at the head here. I know this is okay. It says here Terrence. His original design looked way different compared to here. Same with Half Skull and frickin' Fruki. I would mistake this as the mimic just from looking at the mugshot. Fifth ad. I'm keeping count. Oh no, Bonathan. No, so not even Terrence. They changed his name from Terrence to Bonathan. Another person from the Google Doc. Was that Mangle? So I know they added a whole bunch of references and iconic animated music vids from like the past. Did they legit just slap Mangle? Yeah, look. They just added Mangle there. Does he have a jump scare or not? So they didn't get a chance to code a jump scare for him. It's just mangle.png. So yeah, Mangle out of 10. Mangle out of 10 for this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go with Mangle out of 10.
They had different offices that you can just like change with like pressing a tab and it like load up all this stuff. Let's see. Oh, these two. Abigail and Tranquility. The sore thumbs of this. Okay, these two are interesting because these two just do not look like they belong in a FNAF fan game. Like, just look at the way that they're like posed here. They both look like they belong and were modeled by Super Elon, which, by the way, Super Elon, you'll probably never watching this, but I know you retired recently, but hey, you did some really solid stuff on your Patreon, man. So go work. A funny story as well. These two, their cleavage size and how like wide they are, how voluptuous they are on their hips, apparently were way bigger when they were getting modeled. They were just so soft core NSFW coded from the way they were modeled. They just don't look like they belong in this game. This isn't to diss the modeling on them. The modeling on them is really good. It's super impressive. They just don't look like they belong in this game. I mean, holy hell, look at the way they're posed. This looks like the start of a Super Elon video, just the way they're posed like that. Organic Tranquilities first. Let's see. That's a 4.5. There isn't. It's way too zoomed in. She's not really doing anything. She's just screaming in your face again. Like, all these are just really okay. Appreciation on her appearing from the appropriate side. There just doesn't look like it would be anything above a 4. It's like a 4.5 for me.
I'm with you on that. There really isn't much else to say. At least I don't have anything else to say on that.
Now moving on to Abigail's. Let's see if hers is any better. It bumps it up to a 5 because you can vividly see her like grabbing onto you. So it bumps it up ever so slightly to like a 5. And again, this isn't to say that, oh, she's booba, so you're putting her down to a mid rating. No, bruh. Jump scares what we're rating here. Still a solid 5 to 5.5.
Yeah, same here from me. Honestly, we can appreciate them, as characters, but overall, we're rating the jump scares and nothing else.
Yeah, just look at that! Look at that, bro! The fucking cleavage! The massive cleavages on them, man! These were bigger. These were said that the tits on these two were way bigger. When they were originally modeled, they were way bigger. Like, what do you mean they were way bigger? How bigger can you get these two? Again, no disdain to the models. They are so impressively done. They are so impressively well made. They just don't look like they fit in this game because of how fucking softcore NSFW they look. All right, who's up next? Cricket, I think that's how you pronounce them. Damn, thanks YouTube. 6-1. All right. I like how he's constantly gashing at us. You can vividly see his face plates like slightly opening. It's a solid 7.2. I like how he's constantly gashing at us. He's like clawing at her stomach. He keeps it consistent.
All good points, but I'm gonna have to go with just a 6.2 to be honest. Just once again, it's just not really good or bad. But there's things to be appreciated, like the way he claws at you.
It would have been nice if like the animation, if the jump scare had like the spiraling eyes. That would have been a much better detail than just the white glowing eyes. Crackit. All right, this is the dude that brought out everything. Crackit, if you're watching this, man, I hope you're doing well. This was the dude that pretty much put out all the info that exposed Hunter L, the pedophile dev that was brought back in secret to work on the game, and that whole reason why the game got canceled. So hey, Crackit, this is for you, man. Let's see if your jump scare was good. Let's see how they did you. They really could. Ray, you couldn't have put down this for us to fully see the jump scare. It's a solid 6.5. All right, he's munching at her face. I like the munching, the animalistic munching. That's okay. Not so much a transition to where he pops out from. Just a simple overlay jump scare, but not too shabby.
For me, I'm just gonna say 6.
Not bad.
Don't be afraid.
Oh, I'm afraid, all right. This damn video eating up all my megabytes in storage. That's what I'm afraid of. I think it's John Lanty. Oh, this dude. Again, with this overlay, you need to the thing is with John Lanty's design is that he has like a hat, like a living hat over his eyes. So if they did it where his hat rose over his eyes and then you saw them, would be a bit more effective and would have given it a higher rating. But overall, it's a solid 5.8 to a 6.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give the same rating.
Did he say feet? Oh yeah, he says it here. I like sped it up a bit per frame, and the first thing I hear is fucking feet. Oh, I really like this though, this overlay. Cryos. See what he's got. See what he's up to. What? Excuse me? Is that it? Does he not have a jump scare? Oh, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a jump scare. Wait, then what does he do? Wait, he doesn't have a jump scare. Does he just send this? Okay, because the next character coming up is like a little plushy bunny named Sibno. Is that his jump scare, or is that like another character? No, these are two different characters. Yeah, no, so he doesn't have a jump scare. Okay, so we won't count him. We'll count this as a Cryos out of 10 because he doesn't have a jump scare. We can't really rate anything for him. Next up is Sibno. Is that Oobleck on there, or is that Shadro? I can't tell who that is. No, wait, I think it is. Yeah, no, it is Oobleck because he's got like the
Fez.
The Fez, yeah, he's got the Fez on him. Yeah. Okay. I do love the transition. The starting where he leaps. His starting point is leaping from the monitor. I do love that. He just does he tickle attacks us, so it's very cute. His eye is like dangling. His like loose eye is dangling. You got, like I said, you do got to replay it for you to notice it. I'd give it a solid 7.3.
Honestly, I'll give him a 6 or a 7, to be honest. I mean, I like the texture that he has on his model, but other than that, there really isn't much else for me to say.
All right, we got a few more. Jack and Jill. So this is the devs characters, the main devs character. This is not to deduct points just off of the person who owns the character. We're rating off of the animation. Well, did the overlay cut off? Yeah, look, the overlay cuts off here. Cuts off. I would give it a 5.7 to 8. For the most part, it's just him slapping us a bit. He's slapping us so hard that his overlay is cropping out from the resolution. It's cropping out from the screen frame. 5.7 to 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that rating is the same.
Seventh ad. This counts as 2 jump scares, so let's see if Jill's is slightly better. That bumps it up to a 6. That bumps it up to a 6 because not only did she have a better transition at the start, well, I at least I would assume so, because look at that. She literally comes into existence from just she comes into existence through the rendering. I feel like what would have happened here is she would have leaped up from all the way down here and then leaped up. I do like not only how it transitions like that, her starting point's a bit better, but also she headbutts you. It's a lot cleaner of an ending. It's between a 6 to 6.2.
Gonna have to go with that as well once again.
It's downright cozy in here.
The funny way of saying this, but sure. Jams! All right, Jams 3D. Ooh, okay, this is the best one we've seen yet. Wait, no. This is the best looking one we've seen yet. Hold on, wait. Holy shit. No, yeah, that's a 9.5. She squishes our head? She has her own, yeah. So it's not just the jump scare sound. It's very brief, and then you can hear Jam squishing our head. Yeah, no, that is an awesome jump scare. That's a 9.5. That is the coolest one we've seen yet in a while since Ooblex. That's the coolest one we've seen yet, man.
The way she just crushes our head, almost like Jam in a way.
Just completely crushes her skull, has our bloody Jam falling on over. That is a 9.5 just off of the sound design and the way they did this with the blur at the end.
Well, I'll have to go with 8, but yeah, I won't deny it's pretty good. Honestly, I do like the texture and detail on her model.
9.5 from me and 8 from Bernie. Got the whole baldy hair strand there too. Hiplamic. Hope I pronounced that right. Another character who has a living hat as well, as we saw at the top. It had a all-seeing eye. Messing with the power generator. Oh, wait. Oh, you're kidding me. Is that it? Was there supposed to be a jump scare? Because I know there was posted voice lines for this character, so there must have been a jump scare that was made for him. Love the design though. God, there's a lot of detail on him too. You can see eyes on the tendrils as well. Again, we can't rate anything off of just that, other than just it being a power outage out of 10.
Pretty much. I do like the the antlers on his hat and the design he's wearing overall. Definitely great outfit, but yeah, power outage out of 10.
I would like to imagine that, yeah, Hyplammic or Hiplammic, he's holding a like a deer skull like staff. So I imagine like the jump scare he would have been like having it like driven into us, like he like stabs us with it. Would have been really cool to see that. But yeah, overall power outage out of 10. All right, next up is Bada B. Oh my god, this is gonna be a mouthful to pronounce. Eradicator.
Not to tell you how to pronounce it, but I'd say it's pronounced Eradicator.
Yeah, Eradicator. But hold up, look at this. Okay, another cutscene based jump scare, just like Dejin from the start. Very, very cool with him stabbing us, and like gnawing at our face, headbutting us, completely just bashing our face in. Because there's more detail on what they do here, what Eradicator does on like killing us, I would give it a 9.2. A bit higher than Dejin. Again, it does drag because it is like a cutscene based jump scare and it goes on for a bit. Still very cool.
9.5 out of 10 for me because of the detail and everything else he said, but the fact that for a few seconds you can see Eradicator up there, like ready to attack you, but it's too late. I feel like that really adds to the detail and fear of how an attack like that would actually go, because like you have a few seconds to react, but not many, yet there's almost nothing you can do. Like that's really what sells it for me.
Alrighty. Love the voice as well. The last remaining 5 minutes on the jump scares. Let's see if they can possibly have a shimmering chance of topping Oobleck, or if he just won from the start, from our double 10 out of 10. Mechabite.
I'm honestly, not to be brutal, but I'm gonna have to give it a 3.2. There really isn't much to say. It's not that good in general.
The cropping really does it dirty, especially here. Like when he's like, because you can see Mecha's got like some massive arms, like really big hands, and he does latch onto us. Mecha does latch onto us for a bit. Okay, it's very fast. You can't even see them, like, you can't even see Mecha, like, grabbing us. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4.8, solely because of the way they did the rendering on this and because of how fast it was. Again, very motion blur heavy. If you had this turned off, you could definitely like tell, you could definitely catch it a bit clearer on Mecha grabbing us with his massive hands. There is attention to detail, but it's done in a way that you can't appreciate it like that because of the motion blur, like ruining it, completely like degrading it a bit.
24 to 72 hours after death.
Bro's literally the nerd emoji telling us how much, telling us when we start turning into a skeleton. Did you know that the body starts decomposing? Eighth that! That's 8. That's either 7 or 8. All of like the what do you call this? What do you, help me out here, Bernie? What do you call this? This like bubbly, circly
techno, I guess.
Techno, yeah, sort of. Spence, ML Spence. Boo! It's another hallucination. That's been 2 hallucination jump scares. I mean, hey, you gotta have them. Okay, it's slightly better than Tickets. It's better than Tickets, from what I remember. I'ma give it 5.8 out of 10. Just because there's some backgrounding. You got a little bit of a white, like, glow in the back. 5.7 to 8.
I'm gonna give it a simple 4 because it's kind of similar to the last hallucination and jump scare we reviewed in this vid. So yeah, there's not much else to say there.
It's about to be unusual. Oh my god. Before we play this, funny story, I got so much like info from this one call I was in with like a few dev members or people who just heard about this from the ANIMATOR'S HELL team. This design for Unusual, this green Freddy that you see here, was actually modeled based off of an AI generated image. I'll see if I can find the original image, but it was literally based off of an AI generated image. This Freddy design based off an AI generated image.
Well, that is interesting to say the least. Yeah, AI art, bad.
When my boy Bernie here says that's interesting, in actuality, that means, holy shit, that's ass. That's what he means.
Yeah.
When he says that, when he says that's interesting, he says, God damn it, that's trash. Again, another vent dweller. Let's just see what the jump scare is. It's just a head. What the hell? It's just the head. Okay, so it's just a floating head. They could have did it. Okay, yeah, it's very reminiscent off of Withered Golden Freddy. It just could have been done a bit smoother, I feel, with the transitioning and also with what he's doing here. I see where they were going with this, but overall, 6 out of 10 for it being reminiscent off of Withered Golden Freddy and his massive bulbous head.
Yeah, all of that, but for me, I'm just gonna give it a simple 5 because, you know, it's good, but not that good.
Disregarding it for being stinky poo-poo AI generated-esque inspired design, the rating of the jump scare still applies, with it being a 6 for me and a 5 from Burning. Marcel, or J-Gems. You know how J-Gems voices Nightmarion from, so basically they were gonna include J-Gems. I don't know if Marcel is the voice of, I don't know if Marcel is the name of this Nightmarion design that J-Gems gave him. Everyone who didn't get a jump scare posted out their voice lines for their character, which I'll be putting all that in the description for y'all to check out. But yeah, it would have been cool to see. Wait, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if all these character owners posted out their voice lines because they didn't have a jump scare included in, or because they never got anything finished, I don't think there's gonna be any jump scare in here for Marcel or J-Gems. I don't think Marcel has one. I think this is just gonna be a clip for Cinder, this dude, to have their jump scare in. So we're just gonna rate it a J-Gems, a Nightmarion out of 10 for Marcel. 9! That's number 9! Can we hit 10 ads? Can we hit 10 ads in this? That would be crazy. Yeah, no, look at that. It's just J-Gems. They didn't even have like any description for him yet because he wasn't coded in for this build. But really solid Nightmarion design. It's just a stylized Nightmarion. Yes, they include Cinder in that last clip, so I don't know if Cinder also had a jump scare or not. So I think, yeah. This is Frogger. This is another character. This is a character that they added into Corrupted Purgatory. That's the game dev team that I'm associated with voice acting in. I'm not gonna say who I'm voice acting in that game, but y'all should get intrigued. So apparently for Frogger, he has like a Simon Says mechanic instead of him banging on the door, from what I remember from playing Corrupted Purgatory. Okay, it's just the overlay that like fucks it up a bit on the view.
And of course the speed, once again, like it's super fast.
Transition's good here. He starts at the same spot he is in the office. Okay, you do see some munching action going. You do see his tongue ever so slightly, but that's only from replay. I would give it a 6.2. 6.2 out of 10.
For me, I'm just going to give it a simple 6. It's good, but honestly, I can't really say much else about it as usual. But overall, I can appreciate the Simon Says mechanic.
Yeah, oh wait. That's the final character. That's the final character of the roster. So wait, there's like 2 minutes left on this, so I don't know what else is going to be included besides Cinder or somebody else. Let's see who else is on here. Oh, yeah, so apparently this game was also going to include the infamous Springtrap Ennard hybrid. Remember when Sister Location Custom Night came out, and we all thought that Michael was William Afton because he had purple skin, and we all thought FNAF 6 was gonna include Springtrap but combined with Ennard? Yeah, apparently they included this guy. They included this design into the game for some reason. Don't think he has a jump scare. Oh, I like how the chorus picks up when you include everybody. This is just not humanly possible. This many characters added is just not humanly possible. I mean, hey, Dawko did 50-20, but that was made by Scott. All these different mechanics just don't seem humanly possible, to be honest.
I say hats off to all the animators, coders, and everyone who wasn't a you-know-what who helped out on this game.
Yeah, no, like everything, all the drama aside, all the disgusting info that was recently dropped. Credit to Crackit for showcasing everything over on X or on Twitter. Hats off and kudos to everybody who was a part of the Animators Hell team, was able to pump out as much as they could for this build before everything that happened, before everything that was popping off and did pop off from like the previous week that this is being recorded at. If this game got finished and if they had a good solid narrative that they were going to be building up to, this game would have been very solid. This definitely was a homage and a remembrance to all of the incoming animators and everybody that came into this community. This video also kind of serves as that, as this little homage to everybody who worked on their passion, to everybody who worked on their amazing passion with animation that they pumped into this game that could have been amazing had it not been for very, very shitty development and team practices that were put in. This game could have been amazing, but from everything that was showcased here, all this visual 99.6% that were showcased here, this was all really fun to rate. Everything looked amazing. Again, kudos to everyone who was involved, all the animators who did this. And with that, our announced winner, which was just completely given from the start. Not you, Tornado. not even close. Well, you actually had a higher rating than most of the other characters, but there it is. Ooh, Black! Burn them all. Burn them all, Oobleck. You won that. You won that 10 out of 10 for both me and Bernie. Congrats to you on this amazing, quick, and effective jump scare. This was the peakest yet. Tip of the iceberg, amazing.
It really goes without saying that Oobleck truly did sell for me. The jump scare, his signature outfit, and of course the fez. Fez is a cool. Overall, a worthy win.
Oobleck is our winner of Rate That Jumpscare for Animator's Hell. I hope y'all did enjoy watching. If y'all ever do want to see another one of these with another FNAF fan game, y'all are more than welcome to drop a suggestion. If y'all want to do see another one of these, possibly not. But yeah, y'all, that's where we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you very much, Bernie, for coming on up and being a special guest, being my co-host for rating all these. I'm glad I got to do this with some company.
It's always an honor, my bro.
But yeah, y'all, that's what we're going to call it here. So hope y'all did enjoy watching. If y'all did enjoy, be sure to drop a sub and like, and hit that bell to get notified for more vids just like this one right here. If y'all do want to see another one of these like these with a different game. That's what we're going to call it here. So thank y'all so much for watching once again. Hope y'all did enjoy, and I'll see y'all in the next one. See y'all.
Bye.